Round 5 of the FIA European Championship. It's Germany's iconic Norisring that hosts the class of 2017 in a series renowned as a great training ground, especially among its famous alumni, some of whom are racing this weekend.
F3 is just a great school for any young driver that wants to come up in the ranks, and I was lucky enough to race F3 for many years as well, so it's awesome to be back.
At just 2.3 kilometers with only 4 turns, it's a short track.
Hello, I'm Marino Sato from Team Motorpop. I'm going to take you for one lap in Norisring. So here comes the turn 1. Coming around from 250k, you really have to prepare for the braking, to brake straight, then you have to go back to throttle as quick as you can. Then another prepare for turn 2, make sure your car is straight again, take the inside, take inside again for turn 3, go wide as you can, then you have to prepare for the last corner, brake straight, deep as you can, take it inside, oh there's a small snap, then use less steering as you can, or carry as much as you can the speed to the main straight. That was a lap of me in the Norisring. Hope you enjoyed. Thank you.
Just 4 corners, but fast and surrounded by concrete walls. 18 cars on the grid. Jake Hughes on pole position for High Tech, sharing the front row with fellow Brit Lando Norris, who's 4th in the points. 4th on the grid, Maxi Günther, 2nd in the championship, while points leader Joel Eriksson starts from the back row. At the start, lightning getaway from Jake Hughes. Lando Norris, a very poor start from the outside of the front row. Maxi Günther moves up from 4th to 2nd. Pedro Piquet up to 3rd place at the first corner hairpin, and there's trouble behind as ever. Traffic jam from contact. It's Jake Hughes who leads. Number 3, Maxi Günther, trying to sort themselves out at the back of the field. Everybody able to continue, but a long way back. Another disappointing start for the field. Lando Norris on the inside, 31, just avoiding this. Right in the middle though, 62, Ferdinand Habsburg. Lando Norris, very slow getaway, jumped by row 2 and row 3 on the run down to turn 1. Maxi Günther up to 2nd place. 3rd, Pedro Piquet. Lando Norris down the inside into turn 1. Closes off the hairpin and moves up to 3rd position. As Jake Hughes continues to lead from Maxi Günther, Lando Norris is soon on the tail of the German driver. Goes the long way round the outside, has to back out before he gets put into the concrete wall. But Lando Norris charging hard, gets a good run across the start-finish line. That'll leave him with the outside line. But he closes off Maxi Günther and avoids too much drama. Still the battle for 2nd raging on. Further back, Ferdinand Habsburg in the blue car clatters David Beckman. Getting it all rung under braking and just nowhere left to go. Beckman in the middle of the road. Joel Eriksson is coming strongly from the back of the grid here, passing Joey Mawson and then Harrison Newey as well, as he moves up into 6th position. Astonishing performance from the last row of the grid after a disappointing qualifying. Battles raging on behind Joey Mawson. Mawson still in the thick of it. Little push from behind from Jihan Daruvala. Daruvala making contact and Mawson heavily into the wall. Driver okay, but car is wrecked after that. Jake Hughes still leading. Maxi Gunter under real pressure from Lando Norris in the black and yellow number 31. Norris determined to make his mark on the Norisring, up to second place under braking at turn 1, back to where he was on the grid. Now it's time for him to try and set off and chase down compatriot Jake Hughes, who leads the race. Goes the long way around the outside, keeps trying that move, keeps not coming off for him. Maxi Gunter nearly got his nose inside there as well. The number 3 car, Pedro Piquet, right behind them. Lando Norris using all sorts of inventive lines to try and find a way past the race leader. More trouble further back. Callum Eilert and Kevin Andres making contact. Eilert will retire from the race. Jake Hughes still the leader by a fraction from Norris, Gunter, Piquet, and then Zhu with Ericsson some 3.5 seconds further back. Lando Norris in second place, still piling the pressure on Jake Hughes. Big skid from Hughes. Norris can't avoid the back of him. Through goes Maxi Gunter. We'll take a look again. Does Lando Norris make contact? No, Jake Hughes gets sideways. Then Lando Norris has nowhere to go as Hughes immediately loses speed. Hughes is losing it on the dirt first, but Lando Norris still ends up with a 20-second penalty. Maxi Gunter with the lead from Pedro Piquet, and Lando Norris fighting his way back into contention. Up to third place. Guanyu Zhu closing in from behind. Too late though for Lando Norris. He won't get to Maxi Gunter, who claims victory in race 1. Lando Norris second on the road ahead of Pedro Piquet and Guanyu Zhu. Lando Norris with that 20-second penalty. What was possibly unavoidable contact. Maxi Gunter's fans very happy. Lando Norris is a little less so. Gunter, the winner of the first race.
I knew that on this track the race is really long because you have a lot of laps and overtaking is always possible. You just need to do no mistake, because if you do one, you directly get overtaken on the straight. For that reason, I tried to be as focused as possible, concentrated on my own pace, and just took all the opportunities I got, and that's finally what gave me the victory.
I'm really happy, you know. We got the qualifying right, and since the beginning I was really fast, you know. The group of the front, we pushed away from the guys from the back, and I think I got the fastest lap, so it's a good sign that, you know, for the rest of the weekend that I have the speed, and, you know, just keep pushing. Now we have another qualifying and 2 more races.
I tried to attack PK in the beginning, but I realized there's too many cars too close to him in the front, because if you miss a bit the braking point, for sure you'll crash to the car ahead. So I just keep my head cool, and just to avoid any incident, just stay on the position, hope something happens in front.
Lots more Norisring action still to come. Stay with us. Race 2 at the Norisring. Joel Eriksson making a massive comeback in the opening race, starting from 17th on the grid. 12 points he earns keep him second in the championship.
My goal before the race was for sure top 5, because I know it's possible to overtake at this track. It was a big mess in the first corner, and I was able to avoid it, so it was quite good. And then out in there, I was just pushing maximum until the checkered flag, and finished before in this race was more than enough for me. I'm really happy at the moment. Just saved as many points as I could, so it's good for the championship.
His closest rival is Maxi Gunter. In his 3rd season and last year's runner-up, he is now determined to win the title.
My name is Maximilian Günther. I'm 19 years old and I'm racing again for the Prima Power team this year. It was, I think, 2004. I was watching Formula 1 together with my father, and right after I tried out to drive in a go-kart, and from there on it all started. Definitely Spa-Francorchamps, just because of the layout. You have a track which is like a roller coaster going up and down, many fast corners, but also technical corners, just very enjoyable. Definitely my goal is to win the championship after finishing second last year. I love to do like endurance sports, doing triathlons. I'm cycling a lot on my road bike, doing running, swimming, all that stuff. It's an Austrian food, it's called Wiener Schnitzel, because I also have the Austrian nationality. It's a food I like a lot, and I'm eating it quite often. Yeah. You can follow me on Facebook under Maximilian Günther Official, and on Twitter and Instagram you can follow me on MaxG Official.
Max G third on the grid for race 2. Alongside him, his closest rival in the points, Lando Norris. Ralph Aaron with pole position. Number 7 machine ahead of Jake Dennis, who started on pole for the opener in the weekend. Another grey day at the Norisring. Ready for the start of the second encounter, and High-Tech's Ralph Aaron outdrags teammate Jake Hughes, as they go 1-2 ahead of Maxi Günther. Günther trying a wide line in turn 1, damp on the outside, but there's enough grip for him to just about get the drive he needs. Avoids the barriers, stays third. Lando Norris battling for 4th place with the number 5 car, Pedro Piquet. And Piquet moves past him. Norris fighting back immediately on the inside. Norris already trying to take the battle to Maxi Günther. Dives down to the inside. Can't find a way through. Down to the hairpin. Long lock-up on the damp. That's Mick Schumacher. Shoots straight by the field and rejoins a long way back. Watch him getting out onto the very wet part of the track by the barriers, looking for a bit of racing room. Lando Norris up the inside of Pedro Piquet for 4th place. Piquet immediately trying to counter-attack. Right under the rear wing of Lando Norris, looking to get a run down to the first turn. Still very wet offline. Lando Norris on the damp, Piquet with a slightly dry line, but as they get to the corner, Norris on the inside, little bit of a rub. Piquet loses out and loses ground. Norris controlling the corner from the inside. Piquet trying to go the long way around the outside. Just didn't have enough traction. Battle for second place now. Maxi Günther attacking Jake Hughes, who has a monster lockup. Günther with better run into the corner, tries to get the traction on the outside. Can't find it. Jake Hughes still defending hard. And right behind them now is Lando Norris, the black and yellow number 31. Leader starting to ease away, Ralph Aaron. Little moment of indiscretion from Maxi Günther. Through goes Lando Norris for 3rd. Lando Norris all attack. Now chasing Jake Hughes for 2nd place, gets the inside run on his compatriot and through he goes. Only Ralph Aaron, the race leader, remains between Carlin's Lando Norris and the checkered flag. The High-Tech racing man can't hold off Lando Norris long enough. Gap coming down by several tenths a lap as they race away from the remainder of the field. Battle for 9th, Joel Eriksson, the number 1 car. Callum Ilott right behind him, 4th place in the championship. Second place in the championship, Joel Eriksson. Lando Norris, wheel to wheel with Ralph Aaron around the turn 2-3 complex, trying to head down to turn 4 and take the advantage. Sweeping around the right-hander, and he's got the inside line for the long left. Double apex left-hander that brings you out onto the straight. And he appears in front of the pits, back in the lead of the race. Ralph Aaron right behind him. Runs into the back of Lando Norris, who still manages to make the corner. And Jake Hughes goes through on the inside, takes second place away from his teammate. Ralph Aaron with a slightly loose nose ring, and that's going to rob him of downforce. On the inside, trouble as he outbrakes himself. Hasn't got the grip on the front wheels. Trying to fight off Maxi Gunter. Take a look again. See the wing wobbling away, not producing the downforce he needs under braking. Lando Norris streaking away to claim victory in race 2 at the Norisring. Hughes and Gunter complete the podium. Lando Norris claims victory in race 14 of the season.
It's always full attack, really, and I always want to win, especially when the car's capable of winning. So like today, the pace was very strong, and I knew I could win, but it was just a matter of getting past the other cars. So yeah, I did that, and yeah, nice to be back up here.
In the race we seem to struggle compared to Lando and maybe some of the others, so we have something to improve on there for race 3 later, but yeah, after yesterday, very happy to get a trophy. For sure, it's also key, because in this championship you need to be very consistent, but in the same way there are moments where you need to risk everything you have, and other moments you need to also be safe and to take your points. Yeah, I mean, it's always a combination, but for sure consistency is something yeah, really important in this championship.
Lots more to come from the final race. Stay with us. Final race of the weekend at the Norisring, and celebration as the championship leader has his 20th birthday. Always time for a little bit of fun.
I think that Max has clearly got a great run at the moment, leading the championship. Lando Norris, of course, with great support from Zach Brown and McLaren, is doing a good job as well. So they have certainly a clear route towards Formula One, and then we see how the others, like, you know, Mick and Harrison and these guys develop.
But Maxi Gunter on pole. Rookie sensation Jihan Daravula is on second place on the grid. Lando Norris only third for the final race of the weekend. Maxi Gunter on pole ahead of Jihan Daravula, Ralph Aaron and Jake Hughes. Ferdinand Habsburg fifth on the grid ahead of Lando Norris, who makes another shocking getaway from sixth position. Maxi Gunter losing the lead to Jihan Daruvala in the number 27 Carlin car. Right behind Ralph Aaron in third position, and Jake Dennis stuck at the bottom end of the top 10 in the number 31 machine. Mick Schumacher with the yellow helmet, number 25, trying to get by Russia's Nikita Mazepin. Can't pass the number 99 car, and in danger of being attacked from behind by Pedro Piquet. Mick Schumacher, then contact with Piquet, broken rear suspension for the German driver. And both he and number 5, Piquet, are forced to retire. Schumacher out on the spot, and Piquet, car too badly damaged to continue. He returns to the pits. After a brief safety car period, battle for fourth now raging as Lando Norris attacks Jake Hughes, trying to go the long way around the outside, as Hughes also battling with teammate Ralph Aaron. Hughes in 34, Norris in 31, sliding through the corners up to the concrete walls, looking for every fraction of track to use for the first time with a almost completely dry racing surface. Hughes defending on the inside, Lando Norris still trying to get around the outside. And Ralph Aaron starting to ease away. The Estonian, the meat in the sandwich here for the moment. Got by as Jake Hughes dive-bombed him but outbraked himself. Contact then, number 11, Taddy Makino and Harrison Newey, the number 17 car. Battle for 6, David Beckman versus number 1, Joel Eriksson, his Moto Park teammate. Joel Eriksson trying to find a way by. So too is Lando Norris, now latched on to Ralph Aaron, looking for a podium spot. Aaron defends deep, too deep. Norris cuts back underneath, through for third. Race leader Jihan Duravula, the Maxi Gunter right behind him, second spot. And up to third, Lando Norris from 6th position on the grid. No chance to catch the Indian driver who claims victory with Maxi Gunter right behind. A busy and successful weekend for Gunter, Lando Norris completing the podium.
I have to thank the team. The car was really good all weekend, and Lando winning the race this morning and me winning the race this afternoon shows that we had a strong car. And yeah, I just want to build on this, get some more confidence, and hopefully Spa will be another good weekend as well.
Yeah, for me finally P2 was the maximum after the start, and yeah, I'm really happy and satisfied for this weekend. And now it's important, yeah, to keep improving everything we have, our whole package, to make it even better. And then I'm looking forward a lot to the second half of the season.
I got Ralph with 2 laps to go, or 3 laps to go, and he didn't make a mistake all race, so yeah, I managed to keep on pushing and get the podium, which is always a bit nicer. And yeah, good weekend, good amount of points, and looking forward to the next one.
Another all-action weekend at the Norisring. Maxi Gunter leads from Joel Eriksson. Lando Norris just 4 points behind the Swede. Next time out, the awesome Spa-Francorchamps in July, and you can see all the highlights on Eurosport.